Hello, artists! Today we are going to start our reduction printing. Now this is what this is called, a reduction print. So what I'm doing is I'm actually cutting away and I'm getting two different prints here. I'm printing twice. I'm printing one on top of the other with little spaces. So we are going to open up to our project from what we've been working on from last week. So if you did not finish cutting all of these out, we don't need the book today. So if you're not done finishing this, cutting them out, you're going to need to do that first. That's your first step, okay? So that's where I'm going to do my first. This is my first print. So I have my paper that I'm going to use for printing, and I'm going to put my name with a pencil, so we don't want it to show through. So let's get a pencil. When you choose your color, I'm going to put my name, Miss Z. I'm going to put my class code, and then what I'm also going to do, and what a lot of artists do, is I'm going to write one and make a circle around it. Do you see that? Because this is my first print. If you make multiples of these, you'll know which one is which. And that's what a lot of artists do when they're printing, is they put the number print. I'm gonna flip it over. And it's a big sheet of paper. If you get it a little off-centered, that's okay. We can end up cutting it. That's why I'm giving you a big sheet of paper. So you're gonna have more space to work with. I have small space to work with. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a plate that's going to have the color that you want to use first. I'm going to use pink for the big pieces, and then the little pieces I'm actually going to use yellow. And I'm going to have stations set up for you so that you can do this. So first I'm going to work this paint a little bit. And if you do end up putting some paint yourself, you just put a little bit. Don't put a lot. I'll probably do that for you. Then I'm going to grab my brayer. How I park the brayer is I put the brayer back like this. I never leave it like this because it may roll off and roll away. I park it like that. I never park it in the paint. I can always park it on a table. This also will probably be taped to your table so it doesn't move, okay? Make it simple for you. Now, how I get all this brayer on the ink is I take it and I drag it down. Drag it left, up and down. Now all the paint is nice and even. Maybe if it doesn't look even, I want to make sure that it's even. That's a good amount. I'm actually going to put something underneath my artwork so I don't get my table dirty. All right, so that goes underneath it before I print. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure there's enough paint on here, enough printing ink. This is ink, so be careful, it will stain. I'm going to roll it onto my printing plate. Now look, I'm already running out, and if I need extra ink, because I definitely want to get this enough the first time. I noticed the first print that I did that I showed you earlier, I didn't use enough ink. Then I'm going to go ahead and roll more on. And I don't want to wait too long. This will dry. It will dry right on the printing plate. So I don't want that to happen. Pretty good. I got it on my fingers, but that's okay. Remember, I park it. I'm going to park it nicely, not in the ink. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that sheet of paper and make sure I'm going to print it on the side that doesn't have my name. So I get my sheet of paper ready. And I'm going to pick up my printing plate. There it is. I'm going to flip the printing plate over, and I'm going to try and angle it so that, I get it kind of even. If I don't get it even, that's okay. And I'm going to place it down. Now I'm just going to rub it. There's a couple of ways you can do this. You can leave it like this. I could flip it over and rub it this way because it sticks. If you want to do that. I also have a Baron you could use, which helps to rub. Don't have it out right now. Okay, then I'm gonna flip this over. It's not even, that's okay. I actually have a lot of space on top and not much on the middle, but I'm going to peel it off. I think it's ready. I'm gonna go and reveal it. And there's my print. I noticed that a piece fell off, unfortunately. I can always glue that back on. And there's my print. It actually came out pretty good. Now, if I want to make a second print today, I'm going to have to wash this. So this is gonna go by the sink, and then you will be washing that before the end of class. Now, I'm not done yet. I am not done. I still have to do my other part. So now I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to use it again. I'm going to get that handy dandy piece of paper to go underneath all my stuff, and I'm going to take out all of my little shapes here, and I'm going to get my next color. This also goes in the sink, or you can give it to somebody else to use. Now I have my next one. I have my next sprayer. Make sure this is locked and loaded to go. And then I get my ink. Remember, I just squeeze it up a little bit because I don't want that to get, I want it to be nice and mixed up. All right, now I have my ink. Now I want to make sure that I'm doing this on the right side. Don't do it on the wrong side. Make sure it goes on the right side, because if it's not, I'll be able to tell because I can see my pencil line here. If it's backwards, you're gonna have to wash it and redo it. So make sure they're all the right side up, the way you drew it. Because when you put it down, you're gonna want it to be on the side that you actually drew it on. So again, I'm gonna go again and get my yellow ink. And I'm going to roll these on. You're gonna get it on your finger. It's gonna happen. Not a big deal. Got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure you have a lot of ink on them. You want enough ink. Especially because I'm using yellow. Park it. Actually gonna get that out of the way. And I have my picture. So just to show you better, I'm gonna organize myself here. So I have this, obviously these are in 2 different directions. So I'm gonna take my guy and I'm gonna place him right in the middle. I'm gonna place him right where I left him. Now it's okay, see mine didn't come out perfect, that's okay. Because if it's off a little bit, it actually looks kind of cool. So I place 1, do my next one, 2, do my heart, 3, and my last little music note there, 4. This time, I'm actually going to use a clean sheet of paper. I could just rub them on, but I'm actually going to just use a paper to rub it on. I don't want to get that ink messed up. And then I peel it off. Now, the fun part. I start to take off all of my musical notes. Now, my musical notes came out backwards because this is going to be backwards, just so you know. Anything that you print, so if you're gonna print words, make sure they're backwards when you make them. All right, there he is. there's my print. Now, see, the heart didn't come out like I wanted it to. And I can always go back and I can do it again and print that heart again. So it comes out better. And that's it. If you wanted to do more with different colors, you have to make sure that these all get washed. And for them to dry, we will put them on the drying rack. And you can put them on a piece of paper. I do have paper that we can put them on the drying rack. Not a big deal. This also goes on the drying rack when you're done. I think it looks awesome, and I cannot wait to see what you guys make.